So Nana Ajima says education minister no I am say a boom kakra. Nana a bomb papa a gym Jane. Brother Dennis is here. The resources by education in Canada is one of the best in the world. All right, so this one is coming from brother Dennis Ho. Thank you so much, brother Dennis Ho. Obiso sending me a message. Me, my main check your here. I say it's true. Physics I pay 400, chemistry 400 Ghana cedis, elective maths 300 Ghana cedis. Infancy payment. I'm paying for elective subjects plus English 5. And this one is coming from Becky. All right, so thank you, Becky. Then we have I have a teacher friend. Also sometimes as teachers, I feel sad when I'm marking their exam scripts. It's so sad, Bobie. All right, so this one is coming from Ame Jemfua and working tampo. All right, yeah, that can tampo for us. Say then many of Bobie bisu says here many honorable tobu we are. I will work on it. But mame will be sending me a message, right? Or a Facebook. Honorable. Now, you know, any background they send him, you know. I say, Enra Vassens nearby, I think 3 days ago, Vassens nearby, you know. I say, government no cost free Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. And seriously, I was doubting the person. Until I just found this, Obi sending me a tweet on Honorable Samuel Kujetwa Blakwa, a war. And let me quickly just run through. He says the Akufo-Addo government should not be embarrassed to admit that it reached out to Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire for urgent bailout on Ghana's avoidable and indefensible shortage of childhood vaccines. Yesterday's consignment came in from Nigeria as a benevolent gesture, which the Ghanaian government has promised to replace when it finally puts its house in order. There is absolutely nothing wrong saying thank you to a neighbor who exhibits superior public health policies, better prioritization, and who responds positively and swiftly when you come begging. Ghanaian officials should not be concealing this fact and therefore appearing ungrateful within the Committee of Nations, even though I acknowledge that an honest and transparent narrative from government will further expose false claims by President Akufo-Addo during his message on the State of the Nation last week that childhood vaccine shortage was a global phenomenon. And there are other, but it's serious. What was our tweeting from Okujeto?
Junior, I'm in chat here for.
That's here for Joso.
We are, if he said, Opa say Kagana, someone, but we are the share safe, you know. We are not angry enough. Junior, some jobs. Or see, we are not angry enough as a people. Ghana Dutch as some you.
Yeah.
When we are talking about childhood vaccines, we are talking about the future of the country Ghana. Yeah, 30 years ago, na say polio kura wan hubi. 10 years ago, polio kura wan hubi. Ma ene ya wo akola na the akola no onye the access to all these vaccines abe manipa nyi. Na okache say yekoye nim. Ghana no ye share reverse ya. Yekoye chit den. But
it's a cry serious.
No, it is a serious matter. But that notwithstanding, say who nua or your neighbor out me kwasre bi kura onye bi ma. Ediana na wo de wo. The Black Star has become darker than before. And it is so sad. And enyum ya metabon. This is a Ghana be ya. Esemino
this is the situation. This is the situation.
Or my be ya. April May anyway. You're not cry Becca. Sure. Say unya ya there na nya. Catch and say we Ghana. What on earth can we have a public health policy that will fail us so much? To the point, the last Obi Bisa question of Parliament. What is your last talk before you place order? What's your last talk? What is that emergency limiter? You have to place order immediately. Sanaya, stock now, Babi Adrunu. The new order will come at the time of Unye Zero.
But young got say President Eskimsa or the MI, and it's so sad that 78-year-old man and a president can just look into the.
Mr. Speaker, I must say, however, that the current shortage of some childhood vaccines in the country has concerned me greatly. This shortage, if prolonged, will affect negatively Ghana's childhood immunization program, which has been recognized. Mr. Speaker, I must say, however, that the current shortage of some childhood vaccines in the country has concerned me greatly. This shortage, if prolonged, will affect negatively Ghana's childhood immunization program, which has been recognized as one of the most successful in the world. The WHO has only recently expressed worry about a steady decline in measles vaccination coverage globally because of the concentration on the fight against COVID-19. In accordance with our desire not to become part of this global trend, government has taken steps to ensure the stocks of these vaccines are procured and supplied as a matter of urgency and emergency. The Ghana Health Service has developed an elaborate program to catch up on children who have missed their vaccine immediately stocks arrive. Mr. Speaker, I want to encourage all parents and caregivers to ensure that eligible children are vaccinated once this program begins. No child should be denied access to vaccination. Mercifully so far, not a single child has died as a result of the outbreak. This House...
But Honorable, this is Mr. President. And Mr. President, excuse me, say a global problem.
Yeah, we are part of the globe. But every country has some specificity. We have our strengths. Our population. You have your policies and you have your plans. The simple question is a global problem. What was the last talk before you place order? What was the last talk before you place order to the point say Neobekane say Adiano Ebini Hobium. But Ghana Health Service has put up a comprehensive program. Vacciniba pet, they will catch up with the system. And Akwalabi our missing vaccination, they should make sure they cover it up. What is creating that gap? So that gap can only come about as a result of incompetence. So that gap can only yes, it can only come about as a result of bad planning. It's simple logic, sir. So we get a 1,000.
Yeah.
That's what issue na could do be 200. You place an order before 200 mesa. For you to sit down na idea ko zero. Akwala ya won na onye vaccine ma yan fan wono.
Yeah.
After the crack, you can't even have the gut to say oh idea emergency no. I am giving you 48 hours. I am giving you 72 hours. I am giving you 1 week. Near Manabeba country. You see very soon. Yeah, pushing Minister for Health now, but can't say, oh, within the next 2 to 3 weeks. But he can be specific with time.
Our parliament, obey you senior, and by age, probably you are the senior. So, honorable creature to apply.
Oh, sure.
Honorable Akwaba.
Yo, Medase, Bobie, Vilia Boko.
Boko, Nia, constituency is Boko.
Oh, Yamiado.
Ghana for say, or Mumpa Yeta, Wachi. The way be an NCE na enye ma. Unia honorable Peter Tobo so menene share studio also watch yawo.
Oh yes. Me vime.
Uvim.
Time na you welcome all for na oye JC president. We go way back.
Oh okay. Oh any muni mu ada.
Yeah,
I see. Also, but honorable, to be honest with you, me show yana me Facebook page. Obi be comment say vaccines no enkoda no endro no efri Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. Meje na chini. To be honest with you. Ni be 10 minutes no be sending me or tweet page. Then I'm like, what is happening? And you must say, no, no, revelations no. You see, I forgot media for Urubeja Bobiana Bobianka now day. So then we will come back to you and ask you what is happening.
Yo, Bobie, very good question. What is happening? That is the question all Ghanaians are asking. Yo, abanya omon pese omo bedimokre. Ejuma na yedi ama omo no so no omo mpese omo beye ejuma no This has been the most disappointing government in the entire history of our country. Abysmal performance, disastrous public officials, ineptitude, super incompetence. Those are the descriptions that are most befitting of this government. This is the first time in Yenyana, your living memory, Yankaida, when babies in Kolaya war, and to me, and your vaccines. Many workers say there is a measles outbreak in the north. Now, me tie doctors, almost say, almost medical school, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, they told them, say, Ghana's immunization drive has been so successful. Into diseases like measles, no, they just glossed over it. In over 3 decades of practice. Into to have a situation where, say, we now have a measles outbreak. Not one, not two, 3 major childhood vaccines. Vaccines, no. Say, you won Colana that same day, and within a specific period, they must receive those vaccines. We have had a government show such incompetence, crass ineptitude. Meaning, evidence that may work HRSL. July last year, and a World Health Organization warned the Ghanaian government, said the way are more common, your ineptitude, your refusal to order, to place orders, your refusal to pay your debts. They owe Gavi. They have refused to pay Gavi. They have refused to place orders. It's July last year, and a WHO, a warning, Ministry of Health, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government said, Omo place omo orders. July last year, Omo place omo orders. There will be stock out, and now there will be shortage. Ghana would not have those vaccines, and we will put the lives of millions of Ghanaian children at risk. They ignored that warning from WHO. July last year. And all the attempt to engage in propaganda, in annoying PR, Ubekaya, Mr. Hiagba put out some tweets, orders now more places, are started by trickling in. The government should be commended. Many Ghanaians were offended because Eddie Kaino, you should not have created a shortage. You should not have created a shortage. And the attempt by the president, Ubekaya, during the message on the State of the Nation last week, to claim said this was a global phenomenon, and no crap. And to twist what was happening, to distort what was happening. Now, what has emerged, they say, contrary to the claims, say, or more placing order, na the consignment na you receive it and draw, it is as a result of that order that was placed. I can confirm to you today, sir, all those claims are false. And you know, correct. Now, the AC, based on the gravity of the matter, the fact that there was a measles outbreak spreading, and there's nationwide shortage of these vaccines, and our government had ignored the warnings from WHO since July last year. They had no choice. President Akufo-Addo had no choice but to go on his knees literally and figuratively and beg his Nigerian counterpart and Ivorian counterpart. And my unimpeachable sources within diplomatic circles, HSA, President Akufo-Addo, Wapacho, he's literally begging for assistance. Nigerians and the Ivorians, more supplies or more, because they have been more competent, they have prioritized, they are not diverting funds in the name of building a cathedral and now spending 20,000 euros an hour on private charter jets and now having almost 1,000 workers at the presidency, political and non-political. They don't have those, time for those frivolities and misplaced priorities. And to say, we are begging them for a bailout. And I can confirm to you on authority, sir, contrary to the claims by government propagandists, sir, Omwa order na the consignment na ebedru Ghana and Drano, a result of that order. That is not true. This is Nigeria's benevolence. The ebedru Ghana and Drano, the Nigerian president, President Buhari, and okay, President Akufo-Addo, Mathieu will appeal. Yandia, your excess, and Yabema Mokakra are ebe lasting for 6 weeks. But on condition, sir, because the Nigerian taxes they toy. I cannot tell the Nigerian people, sir, I have diverted to Ghana. How am I going to account? The condition is that when you put your house in order, sir, more order whenever it comes. In Parliament, the health minister was saying, if we are lucky, 3 weeks. Whenever it arrives, then give us back our consignment. Replace what we are giving to you now. And the fact of the matter, they say, the Ebedru Ghana is the benevolence of Nigeria. It is Nigeria's vaccine. And Omoka said we can come over for it. And we use our kasa. We are tracking the movement of our kasa, and it is the kasa jet, which is in the fleet of jets managed by the communication squadron of the Ghana Air Force. Omo use the kasa to go airlift those vaccines, which are now being distributed across the 16 regions of Ghana. The Ivorians are also about to respond based on the special appeal which has been made by our president. Now, what is worrying is that after the Nigerians have responded so timeously and so swiftly, they are quite surprised and unhappy. Government officials in Ghana are not acknowledging their role, which is within the spirit of good neighborliness, Pan-Africanism, helping one another. But at least acknowledge it, so that next time you come, we can be motivated to continue to help one another and to help each other. But to receive this benevolence and then turn around and engage in such amateurish propaganda and claim that the Ghanaian government deserves all the credit. Now it is the Ghanaian government orders which it placed, which has now arrived now. That is problematic, and I can tell you, sir, within corridors of diplomatic circles, it is not being well received. These are the facts. Investigations are minority. This is what is emerging. Sir, these are not orders. This is the benevolence of the Nigerians. But the agreement, yet we will have to replace it. We have to make sure the Nigerians get the share of what they are giving us now. These are the facts.
Yeah. More any information on the fact that we are seeing and rowe and why more data, more bibisa.
Brilliant question. And also, no, to me, I confirm on all authority without any equivocation. Say, there is no shortage. There is absolutely no shortage of vaccines. Because one of the, I suspect, the main reason into a Ministry of Information and all these government propagandists, or more and to me, and acknowledge it publicly and admit it publicly, say, Nigerians and Abuayano, is because of this claim in the President's message of the State of the Nation address, said there's global shortage. Because Ghana for babies say, and Yamunamuka said there is shortage. And if there is shortage, Afghanistan and Nigeria, they don't only have it, they even have excess. Omode Yamuatum. In Afghanistan and Nigeria, Afghanistan and Cote d'Ivoire, the second country you have reached out to, how come they have excess? And you are talking about shortage. I can confirm to you, sir, there is no shortage. And indeed, that document now, Minister of Health, Bekanya or Parliament, it's a 2020 document. At the height of the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, then there were some, it was India. The specific case is India, the Serum Institute in India. They were cutting down on their production of childhood vaccines. And the World Health Organization Director General cautioned them that that is not the right thing to do. They should maintain the same supply level. But that was 2020. They listened to him, so there was no shortage. And I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I can tell you, sir, and this is exclusive to you.
Yes.
The World Health Organization has asked the Minister of Health of Ghana to withdraw that statement. And they have taken a strong view, sir. It is deliberate distortion because the World Health Organization has not said anywhere that there is shortage of childhood vaccines. In the coming days, you will be seeing this withdrawal. If the health minister does not withdraw, if President Akufo-Addo does not withdraw and set the facts right, they affect to affect our relation, multilateral relations with WHO and with these UN bodies generally. Wow. I can tell you, sir, WHO officials are not happy at all about this false claim. Ghanaian president and a Ghanaian health minister, or more yes, there is some shortage, and they are quoting the World Health Organization document and the Director General.
Okay.
It's total fabrication.
Yeah. Honorable, you better say, but no
problem.
That's no problem. All right. Okay. So back to the studio. And Honorable, my young doctor has sent me information. Or say, with the issues about the Global Alliance for Vaccines Initiative, that is the Gavi, Ghana, there is another default on the way. That is by April. Another default. And this message from that doctor friend. Also, there is no global shortage of vaccines. Let them mention one single country in the world that is experiencing vaccine shortage. No single country. It is all a lie, too much lies. The fact of the matter is that Ghana has defaulted in payment of vaccines, that is counterpart payment for vaccines, and once defaulted, cannot have access to vaccines. They should stop the comic relief, poor management, poor leadership, poor administration. The worst is yet to happen with the coming month. All right, so there's now. He's telling us the minister, as usual, lied to the president to embarrass himself, reporting to Parliament that there is global shortage. But there is no global shortage. Okay, so Honorable, back to you.
Junior, you see, let me say hello to my brother, Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, a very fine gentleman who is doing the best as much as he can to put our democracy on a better footing. In this country, there is one thing. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he is not in control. And he's not in control because if you appoint the wrong finance minister who has no clue on economy. He has no clue at all on governance. The fact that you are an investment banker, we thought that by now, after 6 years, in investment in Ghana, even with all these global crises, Ghana would have demonstrated that, like, look, we have an expert in investment banking, and finance minister. But he's so clueless. Niama Kwabena is the fact that you can't order again. What the car? What better idea on one tuaka? Tamasasu. At the end, it's a way to maybe place order. The fact that they couldn't place the order is just the fact it had to battle with the fact that they couldn't pay what they ordered for in the last time. Baunim. No, if you have a president, if you have a president,
yes. Breakdown of money, sir. So far. So were they lying?
Listen, what time did they pay? At the time, Anna Okuja Adukachi said they were telling them that you are running out of time. A simple thing. What is your last stock that is required? Critical stock now required before you place an order. Now, what is it? At what time did you hit that critical stock? Was it at the same time you placed the order? Did you pay all your bills? These are all things. But when you have a president who has no clue of what is happening in the country, and you have a finance minister who is so incompetent to the point that and you have somebody who is the vice president saying that he's the head of the economic management team. Why is that solid economic management team? Where is it? This country is in a mess because we have square pegs in round holes, and the president will continue to clear people, and that's what we call him the clearing agent. People like this. I think democracy is so interesting. We've seen the worst and we've seen the best, but this one is horrible.
We have seen the worst, we have seen the best,
but this one, Nana Akufo-Addo administration is horrible. But that is what democracy can do. Democracy allows you to see all kinds of leaders. Ghana se say ayete obia e bom pese President Nana type of presidency there. Yem pese be humbium in our democracy. We prayed never to see such a thing again. But we voted for him. Whatever he did and he became president for the second time, it is the Ghanaian people who says, please, twaso. But to see an can say, we will never in our life experiment with somebody again. Obiba say there's some me pamocho, mo de mon some mo do mo mamembra me yan mo hwa de. Some of done software kese to Ghana so. Yan kwasa de no to biomuda. Yeah, experience.
But on this matter, mo bet me as Simon a health minister to parliament.
Minia, even the international community say what try to almost so I say vaccine shortage our international world. I want to say don't bring your local politics to the international scene. Also, when I catch a shortage, I don't know what I want to mean to your time as soon as we place order. Ya catch or ya bomb man ya kai say minia, baby okika you will run out very soon. To your can place order. To your can place order. One year, at the end of that way, you won't call your vaccine from warm. And we are talking about 2 to 3 weeks' time. Listen, it's an embarrassment. But the truth of the matter is that whatever we are doing as a country, our economy is in a junk state. Our city is so useless. Because the finance minister ought to have left that scene long ago. But the president says that is the best finance minister under his administration. And all the over 2 million die-hard MPP supporters in this country, Honorable Ken Ofurata is their best, the best brain that the president can bet on. That is so disappointing. And that's why some of us are saying that, listen, if that is the best you have for this economy, and this is the output that we are getting as a country, we can't wait for 2024. This is a disaster. It's the worst government since 1957. Lucky enough, it's in a democracy. Oh, please go to IMF now. Yes, I hope opposition NDC in parliament. Go to IMF now. They are not going to IMF today. They are not going to IMF tomorrow. They went to IMF finally in an ambulance. Prescription money, it was just automated. That is the mess into find ourselves as a country. We're angry enough. This level of incompetence. If democracy is promoting this level of incompetence, we need to sit up and look at it again. But that is the only type of governance that can propel our country. So people have all kinds of ideas, and in democracy you can tap into them. Why are you stubbornly refusing to tap into people who have better brains than Honorable Ken Ofurata? Why? Ghana nyawodia. Adena gu poto. Yentimintuya and idea we deal we buy. It's not about finance minister. It's not about the minister for health. It's not about anything. It's about the fact that the economy is crashing. You are downgrading and it's in a junk state. Yentimin yes can kutuya we. Bisiakra ya bokra yentimintuya. no aya kotokra yentimintua or time as say in place order but a kada dana wouldn't in one to a in place order and unungwa semu na eti. This kind of disgraceful governance. Because say no me parliament. I was in parliament. President Kufuor was sitting right behind me. President John Dramani Mahama was sitting right behind me. Up. President Nana say on no from independence to date, the whole of the Fourth Republic from 1992 up to date. Obinya bi da. And I'm try my President Kufuor and my President Mahama no and obia sinitrust no osre. What kind of life is this? You have done road more than any other government in the Fourth Republic. Simple question, Ebisa said, na kwan no why. Ebi okrum. But uko Chebi dia. I think that he's always deceived with what he sees in Chebi. And sometimes, you know, in leadership, you're trying to find a way to cross-check. Find a way to evaluate. Find a way to convince yourself that me kwa kai ade we ya. Abonde so beka say me na me see you. Yan ka say ye chro me. But there be obeka. What you say is different from what is on the ground. And you are gradually losing it. That integrity that Flagstaff House, the Golden Jubilee House, houses as president, that integrity is getting lost in the country. Sometimes we speak so nicely like because we don't want to attack the integrity of the presidency. But so we are there young kind of forcefully, with all our might, to tell the president that you've not bought us. If you are a mess and you are a disgrace, we'll tell you in the face. This legacy you are leaving behind, children will read and laugh at you.
Live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show Monday afternoon, and I mean, Madam BTO was sending me a message, but we are in a sorry state.
That is the sentence. That is the right phrase. Ghana is in a sorry state. Unfortunately, that is the fact. Take it or leave it as sacred.
All right, so straight, yeah, bebre ashaiman akwakwa koye juma, and I don't watch much in the coach bebre, I. Common vaccines. Then you are Osha President Kufuor and Mshe Mahama and him. These two gentlemen,
they were sitting right there.
It never happened during their time.
No.
And you are telling them your government is far better
in all sectors. And the picture that is being painted is that for the Fourth Republic, that this is the best administration ever. Sometimes I say, hey, we represent the people. And the people are looking up to us. Say, young Kasa, but President Nana are buying there. A Colabia Cranim. Never the answer MPP for Nankasamunim say, with enjoy ye. Because I'm maybe actually say, Alan Kujuman, honorable, or say, campaign I didn't. Udu Babion Nobeka. I buy full ways soon. I was survey campaign. I remember they talked about his vision. He said he's going to build a superstructure on the solid foundation laid by President Nana. And I said, you don't have a vision. You don't have a vision because the foundation doesn't exist. So that your superstructure will be hanging in the air. We are in trouble.
Musa
Nyamin 2024, a quiet one. Empire and say, Ghana for should not sit and keep quiet. We are quiet for too long. We are not angry enough. If it is wrong, let's tell the president this is wrong. Yes, I will do 2024. No, you will not be able to make it up.
The point is, we keep on talking, but it seems like because we are not angry enough. Okay, so with your experience, what do you expect from Ghanaians?
Listen, when you look at what used to happen in 2015, 2016, even Pike can grow for ball at Black Star Square, Independence Square, Uti Empire, Utimis and Yamekasa. Sudden Empire in a political empire. Says, I know now. Say, women are going to watch your Munkabium. Watch your Munkabium. There were several groups, civil society organizations, rising up talking about corruption and doing something idea. And now we now, if we say, I will say it today and I'll say it tomorrow. Say Ansah for more, Omina Muda Sotiase. this level of hypocrisy in democracy do not promote development. Unu aya they say to we don't go to adua ho. President John Dramani Mahama, they always say incompetent. And papa na catch say me my free aban mu ne me kan say posterity will judge me and posterity will hold of us responsible. Or that's what you say. Nungwa senkwa o don saka na at awai. Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, however, the best economic brain Ghana has ever produced. Where is the city? Where is the fuel price? Where is inflation? Where are the fundamentals? Is it when the fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you? Exchange rate exposing we are so no, that is not a factual condition. You need to understand economics. Listen, the economics my mother understands in Makola market. The economics my mother understands in Wa market. The economics he understands in Tumu is the fact that okoton ade ayeto. Obafi onyaska tuya na school fees. Otuya the school fees or timinya beto duanedi. That is the economics he's talking about. Na ne ewo papers na wode wanu aka as say okwa market untumi nto ade. Say otika mu kura no usu. Fuel say 13 point something. Yes say mbo yensema omo. Oba na that saying. Waja ade na mana ko be 20 something. O de ba egoduru 9 kura onye hwe. Fuel a drop here could do 7 Ghana cedis a liter kura onye hwe. Your 1 gallon. President John Dramani Mahama's 1 gallon is your 1 liter. And you say we should be clapping for you. You are the economic messiah. Say an economic or digitalization. It's quite interesting. Young Koyanim.
Nana Yajiman has sent me a message. Nana Yajiman, I don't know. And then the first time I met my page, I say, okay, so Daboya says Ghana has become a crime scene. Moses Tobo says Bobie simply a kufad mama bear case amaye. Nana Yajima says honestly Ghanaians deserve someone worse more than a kufado for their ungrateful behavior towards President Mahama. Democracy says MPP is the best in distraction. Alex Tete says more fire, and Alex Tete send a message away from Kumasi Patasi. Maminche Kumasi Patasi for that created the show in Beba Kumasi. And actually says you are complaining. Wait till Akufo-Addo is done with Ghana 2024. No serious country will still have Akufo-Addo as president. You understand after 2024. Question Chubo Siakon says Kwabena Women Are Glow theme for the upcoming program is let's go back to our first love.
Me that day somewhere. Na fupra obey the maninjo okra.
Oh Jesus Christ.
In go to you send a prophecy.
Yeah.
Come shepherd.
Come shepherd.
Me that day somewhere me.
Fupra obey ya no jojo bi o.
Ghana won't dimension.
My God.
Yeah, you know that Ghana won't dimension.
I swear.
Oh, my goodness.
So let's go back to our first level.
Yes.
Okay, so Richard Aka says, I remember when JM was president and gave out a State of the Nation address. You see Peace FM, Aduma FM, they will be do cross checks and what and fact findings. This time they don't do it again. Thelma Eddie Quater says, Ghanaian journalists, please get up and talk about these issues. The child without the vaccine could be the next president. Yes, of course. Yes. David Apomao says, will you please tell him his friend, Mr. Felix Koku, Mausi says hi.
Okay. Okay,
all right, yes. So you have a friend here.
Yeah.
Okay, so straight to Ashaiman.
Right.
There are issues coming out from Ashaiman. And you can go through the police report first. Yes, you have police report into now main fire and then you can pick from a year because it's on the 3rd, on the 4th, how much, and from there no issues are back. So therefore many honorable Tobo and I was saying a year superintendent retired Tobo MP for Wa West constituency, Upper West region, and member of Defense and Interior Committee in Parliament. Okay, so someone share a year police report maybe from Ashaiman issues now. This is the reports on the 12th of March 2023. That was yesterday. Okay, into you be go through quick Naya a press release. Ghana Police Service statement on the murder of a soldier, Imoro Sheriff, point one. The Ghana Police Service, after a week of sustained intelligence-led operation, has arrested 6 persons at different dates and various locations within Ashaiman and its environs for their suspected involvement in the murder of Imoro Sheriff, a soldier. Point 2, on 4th March 2023, police received information that a male adult had been found lying dead at Asham and Taifa in the Greater Accra region. That point 3, a team of police officers proceeded to the said location and confirmed the incident. Point 4, police immediately commenced investigations into the circumstances surrounding the death of the victim. The officers cordoned off the scene and called in the specialist police crime scene team to process the scene for forensic analysis. The crime scene team retrieved a number of items, including a knife with blood stains on it and a backpack. In the backpack, police found 1 Samsung tablet, 1 Apple laptop, 1 military uniform with the name tag Imoro, 8 other items of clothing, as well as a Ghana card and health insurance card bearing the name Imoro Sheriff. Now, judging from the contents of the backpack, the police suspected the victim could be a soldier, and in line with police standard operating procedure for handling institution-based victims, the military was accordingly notified of the incident, and some military personnel came to identify the deceased to police as Imoro Sheriff, a soldier. The body of the deceased was thereafter conveyed to a hospital for preservation and autopsy. As part of the investigation, an intelligence operation was immediately launched within Ashaiman and other strategic locations of interest to follow up on all relevant leads on the case. On the same day, consistent with Ghanaian tradition and as part of the investigation, so it goes on and on and on and on and on. But baby, those dates, then what we heard on last week Tuesday is that the military now attacked and Crawford, Ashaiman, Lebanon, down to Tulaku and other places. Almost over 100 people were arrested. Omujaibi, later 35, Omo. Then, for whatever reason, here we are today. Military versus civilians.
That's I'm saying, you and I try to share some experiences. Not in confusion, 1992, and Ghana decided to say, that is the blueprint for Ghana's progress in life. The 1992 Constitution. Your Constitution, be very clear. Say, the way fundamental human rights must be respected by all institutions. And the mandate of every institution is clearly defined. The integration of institutional mandates are clearly shaped to ensure that Ghana be tumponye. Article 203. You see, there shall be a police service. We call it the Ghana Police Service, mandated to maintain law and order, protect life and property, investigate crime, detect crime, prevent crime. Article 210. It is clearly defined in there. Say, the Ghana Armed Forces, mandated to defend Ghana. I friend a national defense. Any other job that will be assigned them by the president or mayor. So these are the clear defined terms for police and army.
Any other job the president will assign them, because the president, according to the constitution, only the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. So the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces says some national disasters is here. Flood ke Sibia but send ya yehunu. And anyam pengu earthquake biasi. Na presidency ba bia de na kodrunde. Soldier for mumfa mumbejim. They will come in because that is defending the sovereignty of the country. And I say, Obia free ba bia be attack Ghana. Right? You hear presidential assent to be able to move the army into war. Say Ombe aji Ghana to. And that is why Soldier for Bekachiro say, we will defend this country even at the peril of our lives, in the air, on the land, and even the sea. So about defending Ghana, a soldier is prepared to die for Mother Ghana. But about internal security,
about the crime environment. The masters are the police. Anything I compare the training curriculum. Near yet did Obibe Fam say, Obe training be Pia Sojano. And yet, and the police ni fam. The training are very different. And after 1 year, Obe Piano, now Obi think you think soldier, another person think police. Because the training shapes you. What you go through is that they break you down into pieces and reassemble you to match the purpose for what you have been trained.
Mold you back.
They will mold you back into a different human being altogether. So when they mold the policeman back, within the first they will come out now. When you see crime, you know this is crime. And you have to act now. And when you see something that will affect national defense, you know that this one will require you to act. And they train them for combat. What happened in Ashaman? I have told many people, Obe blame soldier for now, you don't know what is called command and control. Soldier for now, Ashaman, Yomoko ye nana, Monsieur Obi Meshekino. Job well done. Even though bad and not appreciated by the Ghanaian people. Only in India.
Debbie.
It was an operation sanctioned by the military high command.
Yes.
My IGP, Dr. George Akufdan Paris, is here, not on Fred Upper West Regional Commander. No on direct to say, I want you to do combat. Look, conduct a soup in this particular area. Obia Chino. Omokwa, regional commander na in charge. But the order came from above. In Kwalana Ediko Gumsa Munyajumano, they will do the work according to command. So in Kwalana Ediko Gu Ashaman, they were doing the work according to command. And it was very clear, say, issue statement, say, it is an official operation sanctioned by the military high command. Now, we a soldier need, now the soldier for say 50 plus armor cars, the helicopter near the area. Say, your operational. What do you expect? Me patch soldier for no, not soldier for near Ashama home. They were not combatants in Ashaman. Obiani Ashama ha no okita tu and I say, armor car be odi face soldier for. The military went into a civilian area to conduct a soup. They hadn't gone in there to meet combatants. And in military society, they will tell you, say, civilian, they are all continue to hide. And that is why they will tell many people who were at the scene will tell you, oh, I'm boy in two dear, but I'm chi, I'm show, I'm the son, the two, yeah, the two bet my boy, you bet my son, but you're in two bow. Because it is not right for you to shoot. But why were they subjected to that punishment? And the statement answered that. Obia, Ebia, Okumomuniano. And a criminal investigation. So the soldiers were venturing into uncharted waters, which they cannot survive. A soldier cannot investigate a crime. Simplicity. A soldier comes into the internal security environment to provide support for the police. So instead of supporting, so what decided to say, Miankasa Meya Madia because me bana uomwa. Watching me no yeti. Nyamin Pengu. You want to take the law into your own hands and go and investigate that matter yourself. Now, Abiana fire service. Now, Obia Kumobi. That's a fire service supposed to be not sorry. You can investigate it because you can't be killing fire service people like that. Immigration back, immigration first, sorry. You will only get chaos in the country. That is why the constitution structured organizations and institutions in such a way say, Obia Wanejuma Oye. I think that we don't have to belabor the point. The defense minister Bekai, but for now, can't it yes, but no more do. It was regrettable. And I may say, that language, good, it was regrettable, but it was predictably regrettable. What I say? Who deploy soldier into a civilian environment? You expect excesses. So nobody should say it's regrettable because now we're the Dabi. Just a formula.
What do I call winning at the crazy?
Only Nebesi. Other see Burkina Faso Bahana attack Ghana. And I see to go for Ura. A Ghana for Nana see Obia Kumobi. And a Mwako say more could deal with Ghana for the people's taxes that clothe you to serve them and provide protection for them. Omo and Oko Saviomo. So that was not a service. That was not defending anything. That was just mere recklessness. And ya kaya. But not me no na me tia say. Omoni police for na call you say that and I'm say soldier for nkwa on a soup. Okay, you hear me kwesi. And I was expecting say omo nipa ni 184 no right from the operation ground straight in Kamodi omoko see the headquarters. Akwa hand over. Police will take over, screen them. Omo de omoko gu honom. Ni omeye bia yenim. As now I speak, I don't believe, and I can speak on authority, I don't believe, say, ya hand over nipa ba akukurama police.
No.
Nina. One day when somebody takes them to court, you arrest me and keep me for 24 hours. You arrest me and keep me for 24 hours without a single charge. You screen me and release me without a single charge. Or China, maybe so say Bonebe na maye. And that level of recklessness, we should look at it. Whatever it is, the police was start a juma. Ni na ye bon pa ni say nipa 184 year omochi omo. E bia na at least police for benye bebere afri mu. But 184 in so yan fan koma a police for no. Police had through intelligence led operation arrested people outside the 184 without noise, without bravado, without assaulting anybody.
So which means commit me a form could there were bro biante.
Oh no. In commit me as swam sa ni na no mo de akogu si ade kwa do mo yo mo.
Then they start screening.
Screen them. But probably the police will tell you, Abia, sub na akoye no. The targeted place is not where we are going. So that is why they need to collaborate. A police for a soldier for somebody on my boom. Now among say this crime scene, if you are doing intelligence-led operation, you must end up at targeting. What do I say? Intelligence-led say ebe narrow kopimba bi obu say we there ya heti ha bibe free mwaba. So it leads you to targeting. And a target is simba. Please let the police be in the lead and give them backing. Because police no kwachia. There is a reason why or maybe say be question even on the spot. Now I catch yourself tumirika fahako. You bet me nipa 184 years so for kwachi omwe. Say police can no mokoya. Maybe at the end of the day you find that they get only about 10 or 15 people and bring them to screen them. Because also be Timoto so chum. Only that papa or come market. Until her 1 or 2 questions will tell that no, there's no need to waste this man time so watching for what? But we are in a democracy. 30 years down the line with the Fourth Republic, what we are saying is that our democracy should be developing. Meaning about Lieutenant Colonel retired, Festus Abuaji, and now can say, I see politicians are misapplying the armed forces and the integrity of the armed forces is dropping. The respect that people have for the Ghana army. You know, United. Okay,
so sorry, sir. I'm saying now we have acting CDS. That is Real Admiral Amwama.
Yes.
Funny picture to Amame. Then
IGP?
No, the other gentleman, the Chief of Defence Staff.
The Chief of Defence Staff is Amwama.
Yeah, that the CDS.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the Chief of Defence Staff. Amwama.
Yes.
And upon Pepra.
That is for the army.
That is for the army.
Yes.
Okay, so check upon Pepra for me. And I think that these two gentlemen and some kakra so mu no. Even one raising question say they should be sacked.
Listen, the president is the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and an operation that is sanctioned by the military high command. And the next day, the president was in office he was in parliament to present the State of the Nation address. He found no reason to just have one line acknowledging what happened in Ashaman and probably making a statement to calm the nerves of the people of Ashaman and the people of Ghana who had to watch that bizarre scenario. He never had the respect to even make one mention of one word. It tells you when they say it was sanctioned by military high command and the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency the President, is very aware and he makes no mention. What it means is that tacitly the president endorses it, or he had endorsed it, and there's no regret. So I was surprised at the end of the day they were saying that it was regrettable. If it's regrettable, that is fine. What is next? Was that the first time? Can we think about Techman Staff? Can we think about Ejura? Can we think about Ayawaso West Wagon? All regrettable. If they were all regrettable, fine. What are the lessons learned? Anytime you regret in an action, you learn something from it, never to repeat it. Are we learning as a nation? Is there any way we are learning to better our democracy?
Almost said that.
Oh, yes. Because, Minia, and yeah, this is the first time I see. A tasi. Say, a si back on us, oh, where there, a famine some. Mr. Monfanche. Additional CBMA. Ed in Sabaka say.
Okay, so
I am sorry.
So this is Upon the chief of army staff.
Yes.
And Amwama, and also an acting CDS.
Yes.
And these are the two gentlemen. Ebin Marrezi said them that they should sack them. There
is a statement. There is a statement pending in the hands of the Speaker of Parliament by the MP for Ashaman, Honorable Nogwe. Yabon says that statement, Baba. He will make that statement decently and forcefully, and some of us will contribute very powerfully to that statement.
Okay.
And what he's saying is that Opese Parliament they establish and I am constituting a committee of inquiry into the matter.
Okay, so Tachima incident, Minyasho says he upon paper a time, right?
No, at that time he was not the chief of army staff.
Okay, right?
That was during the elections.
During the elections, yes. And after the elections in Obinya,
yes, they promoted
called chief of army staff,
yes.
And the other gentleman. But the question will be so ascending say, so after MPP government. Can they still be punished?
Listen, people should not mistakenly think about Opon Pepra and the Chief of Defense Staff in their persons. We are looking at the Ghana Armed Forces as an institution, right? That institutional behavior is one to look at. If the institutional behavior is something we need to correct, correct it.
No, but
because the fact is,
yes. In every organization,
yes.
There is a command chain.
Yes.
And Kolana Kohono. Say no, oh Mayati say, Yenny a buffo no film Kolano so.
Cra.
Aha. So somebody sitting somewhere must be punished. And that is the only way that they are corrected our institutional damages now air cosono.
Minia.
And it's a watching will be a chief of defense staff. Now share how longer while serving Ghana. Nanke so retire in Nyonyamu in a glory manner. Na sabi wo oni ye bintino wanya ko yankɔ retire ni asake se sa record ne beto ho a obi baba ye chief of defense staff a obehunu se eyankrofo tax ne ma me yire ene me ma yedidi enti me hwɛ me hu yie
onim when appointed the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces appointed the chief of defense staff, appointed the chief of army staff. What did I say? And the commander in chief is there and they say this is an operation sanctioned by the military high command, those we appointed. And the president found no reason to comment on it. Who is going to sack who? The only time you can have decency, the only time you can have an opportunity to say, because young professionalism in the army, it shouldn't be under these people. It has to be under a new president. Because there is something we call civilian oversight. That civilian oversight, and I'm not president, yet the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. But he's a civilian. And now because a civilian misapplication of the Ghana army. Civilians now more politicians, no, they are misdirecting the army to disgrace themselves. So if you don't like it, please kick out the civilian government. If you don't like it, kick out President Nana Akufo-Addo government. If you don't like it, come 2024. Tell him that you've been a disgrace as a commander-in-chief. You've been a disgrace. And for that matter, that party, the MPP, should go into opposition for a very long time. And let's take our time to rebuild our institutions. Call them police, call them army, call them whatever. We need to rebuild our institutions because strong institutions make a better democracy.
Strong institutions make a better democracy. Live on Accra 100.5, and that is Honorable Superintendent Retired Peter Torbo, MP for Wa West Constituency, Upper West Region, a member of the Defense and Interior Committee, and so sad. And this is the first time I'm in Nenya one-on-one. This is the first time. Meaning, sir, I also want to be in Kabibri, Miss Martin in Kabibri, and this is the first time.
So I have to run.
Yes, it's so sad. But I know, sir, Citizen Show, and that is the name, Citizen Show, citizens there. It will end here. We'll have more time and meet oftenly here to discuss issues I bother on civilians and national matters. Thank you so much, sir. Yeton Safreo, Wababa join here.
Security sector of Ghana will be reformed.
Sure.
Because without security, we can't have development.
Inshallah.
Nyame Shrain.
Nyame ensro bibi ati enka ewo Accra FM so let me do this adangma
The truth is unharmony. Just like
That's right.
Justice me.
A good run.
So
Who could say the truth? I dang my I go. Why yes, I'll pump no.
Christian cancer.
I'm going to Gaza.
Islamic leaders silence. Kings and queens silence. Tradition
Bobo.
silence.
Who could say the truth?
Truth for justice.
We are the workers of confused call. Now by area, why no better? We are the workers of confused call. One guy's out here, why no better? Who could say the truth?
Truth
Production crew.
for justice.
And that's Kwame Kwache, Fit one day coin. And that's Aquaria, the party pande, people pop salad.
Oh, he did tonight.
Eugene Bynes here, thank you. Say fast. Boss Yoda.
Only papi obeka na sembia. So it won't obetu. Everybody was afraid.
Okay, so you make a coding come on.
Once my boy dumping one another. But who go tell the truth? Nanai, or say me. Nanso bien person can want some because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Who could draw for you not danima? And who go say the truth?
Truth for justice.
Obiaja konson so to grow your mansa to me be a cacobrafo. If I need a
Me wo me nua bia me hu na chepa. Ni sha ya chepa.
na so could trata down so
Na
for why no keke.
nyame ya aduma yeso yabadi ampiri bi.
Pia for efwe ne cross on my mo.
Ya okwa na me kura ne bag.
Who could draw for you not danima?
But team no so na say almost team ni nyina for ya MP so. Okay, so na Ablakwa Otukono Agbenyo Bature Baby Ansah Kobi Fiagbe and Sami Kabo Kabila last man standing and Felix Dr. Manibua Mewa no ababe fem baako and why cry ya janumu why Nia o baba ko kan hana bisiu ana bisiu ni anita di so omne ma na omoka omo amanfa bomu ache minia akwaba kabra Mr. Wanfa Ferguson anka ho be ha me
that Ferguson
Wanfa Ferguson anka ho so wona na
Ferguson
Ferguson
I'm not in chain no control nyama
ha wono na ya na ono na wo chira o engineer ni anyway
congratulate ya me kai pa o wi ana na yakwa heavy
come on boso aboso bibi aboko de
kwamra nyame na dom
constituency boko
nyame adom bibi aboko
we de nyame ase
ye go so aye pia
ami
hwe na nyame be
ami bibi abe fine
and that's all
mamema me constituency we nyina secretary ewo ha say na uni ma da o ka kire me say sa na me de minim say kwadwo egbo constituency ne friend say
Westwood
ha na minim say e ho ne so and o say no na ye elite constituency say dey but when you have a constituency like Laboni cantonment ekfa Palace Mall efa
chain homes
hey Debbie o say anyone hana elite no ewo
hana muwiamo
hana hwan wi ahwan
se omo ton nyina ewo
hana hwan wi ahwan
na he na omo ton zaze
secretary mfi no
Where do they sell the land in Ghana? How
Yes.
Now, one baby
How do we put it
now? If you are left, right, center.
Oh, what try your voice?
That's your program.
But if he doesn't know, why is he protecting them?
I'll protect them.
Who now obey police do what? Students road. That is it.
I can find that.
And protect them.
Charlotte.
Now when you come for soldier do what?
More letter could be.
And no, besides on your chrome for soldier do it.
Najimez on a matter to that you're for.
Don't know opinion.
Jimenez are they beyond now? If you crowd for the feeling, police for other
first and over I no police.
Enter your crowd.
Question.
Must be beside your crowd.
And must be beside us
because they be able to show the
beside was who ban police do what?
What's it there?
Minister do it.
Becoming your crowd for.
And you want a soldier do be a chair or crowd for.
No, I can't some news that we have beside me city. What cardinal you have beside me? Maybe beside was them. And I was the one your crowd for. Now when you come for.
And I was say,
we will be a police in the church of
Jimensa. I cannot I you know, but I'm no corner or drive on I'm not dear on a banana soldier for Nichi. And it's a
Fafinia who can't no more. So bad on your crowd to be anyway.
Beside direct question.
Who is that one direct question?
There you on your name. One no na ekase.
Jimensa now.
Police for
no Bisawas.
Maybe Bisane see or no friend they back to you.
This is confirmed police for a guardi or Momeba. And I will be said, soldier for the police or Mogadi, Yamami Jimensa or your confirm. Remember, come and
say, they were in Kano or do I want for the side?
Come and say, now we'll come with the hour.
Papa Bina,
I will come with the hour.
Also, you are putting the baby. And not there putting the money back on Tombra. I can't there put the piano or the consign Poe Bihon and Uncle Bobo. Or by no baby, you are putting the you go do if you now was a banana punching. I said, I don't know. I said, crown fire them. Who first they buy? Oh, try it. Fast I cross. Oh, we saw a turn. Oh, we saw a turn. Okay, make Kwabena Baba be Jumaka Krebi Ansah and Penny for sorry. I'll be back.
CD capsules. My body say.
What body empress?
CD ointment. CD ointment. CD ointment. And also
what brand CD empress?
Mo se wo pe immune booster pa. Se do ni pakwa no be ye wa adwuma said yes sir. Simple. Kope CD capsules. Enyarewa mo bo rough. Ye nim so anante ana wa ye adwuma kakra bi no abra ye so week bia.
Enya me how pa no.
Enya what CD capsules nkan. Wo ya so mde kope bia. Wo house wo twa.
Ena CD ointment.
Eye dwo tatahwe ada obenya ho no. Ko CD Herbal Center ya. Wo ye CD ointment ni CD capsules no. E wo la bi Shalom Sport ya e Benin 19 Junction na ko tie se general body pains ne ko to dwen eye no ya ne ko na poso honam ya CD ointment enti few days shrim ekọ ya wonum di CD capsules shrim ekọ wonum CD capsules no na wo di CD ointment so e massage
na menya ni nyina bi wo he
pharmacies chemical and herbal shops dudwa from 050 5767 425 and 0209 682836 apem for abate wo mo manufo ne kwada wo ne fiedum yenu nka ho FDA ahwehwe sa edwadie nkra to mu agya tum sey
na de na ofrejuma ba ya se waye bosanse e di asemwa
bi ne hwe mafo kwa na ekwo wo mo animu bosia kra mi pedia me de abobra so a menya bi
NSR Eclipse Collateral Management for Abamaye waye prime brokerage service na no se de etienie so we japade na wo ho nkrata wutumi de nkrata ne beja Eclipse Collateral Management na so bi so we japade ebia na ne nkrata no animu ano na ope bosia ye de wo nkrata ne yensi achi ba manipa no bosia etua ehon fa so ma wo ankrata ne ye wo de ni di free
ne se woni akra ntie
emane how cry esanse wono so wo ajapade a wo de ba yenti no enno na bank de beton gwabra won kwo wo de ne ho kra
na tresa men krata da dem no ebetumi ama manya sika wobra me japade no ehon nka
sapepepe wo be hu Eclipse Collateral Management e wa Denta Pantai Junction at Denta new site wa 054383 02466. Eclipse Collateral Management. Think safety and decent income.
Hey, say, dear Mako, who Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, no, who could you make, sir, and Nunti Nomania Award, a your word bestie, Obia Transit Emma Dumpia, dear Cancer, and as a boy, dear, and cannon to them you.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Esther, want to say, near Crow Etuno, near Anchor, and one room, Obana, Bemo, Power, and Yarwanka.
Nancy, Mamika, say, and the Spana called Moekayano. Greenfield at Arumanti, and was our selection and also APM.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our ultra modern laboratory. And a diagnostic machine, sir. I should be anyone, Casa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. I want to go to go. Esther Junction. Last stop. There was 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898.
Greenfield.
God is our healer.
Greenfield.
Your last stop.
I believe.
Unim say onipa bia kan kro ene ne ba aya na ejine sisi so nanso ekoba say sisi ni ho kotechima ene na asempa ene dia bon eno nti ena meka fota bia herbal capsules e dia maw say yesisi ya dia pa ana age onipa bia na boso dia bomodia ne num ta bia herbal capsules na aboyi di usisi mama mai na wanya sisi etimi abaduma pa say ya ayemtim ana age yefunu ya boso ama wuntimi nya wo ho hia bomodia ne num ta bia herbal capsules na etimi yi ni efi pejenim ama wo yefun adaho tabia herbal capsules ebuso ewo pharmacy shops any herbal shops ewo wiase afana nyina ana afre ahomatrufo yi 0243 686861 kai se wo ma akranufo wo your pinfo ana wondi enfedu wo twea wo numbi tabia herbal capsules won sunumbi.
Give us pay capsules. A memory. Manum bia ye benmua. Kani metutu ya na minkuma boa. Sese die. Petru esa kum benia G. Give us pay capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us core capsules so eh. E man meme nyina akoko yade. Sisi yade amamanya yem timotete wo mo no. Yedro no no. Manum bi amama de me ho. Give us core capsules. Mrs. Moye din. Give us core capsules. I give it to you, baby. You give it to me. Yeah. Hey, give us no. A man need ya bebusiamu papa. Na bema ka give us pea capsules. And ni give us core capsules bomunum dia. Na eni jeni ahwodeno. Wabrudo. Give us pea capsules. And men are what if you do what you do cronkwan efa. Give us core capsules. A pin for a batter one more menu for them kwadawu if you do me nunka ho. E wo drugstore beer motifon ko Give us Herbal Center. Teshi Mobile. And na Teshi Adriami. Phone numbers 0543 222 470 and 050 68
FD Ashusha Sa Ejedi Enkrato Imu Adia to Muse Eye.
All right, so yeah, say baby, but for now, quick one straight. Young go to here, but some more tapes we then other comments via a can be ano or modiaba. But before that, no, Fred, this assignment issue, just a minute on it. I mean, call Professor from Pomboat in Canada, Japan, and Sembia or more revelations your mom make. But on assignment, quick one.
Come on, that's it. I'm Safi. Be the first time I'm in a radio station. The whole of
really.
When I met you in Canada, Janaba.
Oh, me that's it.
And that's it for the name of the so. Camera, Nancy was chairman. Now, me name also, you or something. You can't announce me also there. So we are a republic within Ghana.
Yeah, some
because they are no any representing history. And to be sure, I am not maintaining a course on crime break. But we do ya, Emia. Share the security or maybe a new one. Ebet me, aye ya quenim. Without the security services. They be a mechanic. Some police focus on call demonstration and strike for just 30 minutes. They be see my way in your face. And the Juman on Moyano, a some boy, Macasia, everything at all times. No, ye be encourage your mo, abu management, my queen. A soldier forward, obey you ma on moye, Eddie Bon my. Say, be a minute, Hane. Now, you may be a car around the sub-region, where in Nessa Burkina Faso say, and the Cote d'Ivoire say, and Nigeria say, and the Togo say, not a being see or Ghana. A Chess and Crophobia Homoye, Juma being Tina. Sajamani binu ent me and drew Ghana, ma'am.
enti yentimi mfa soldier for any emfa twetwe fam yentimi kasa any here form because omo ye adwuma de boa nyina na obi na cause wa shama no ense fata. Now I would have told by now the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, who is the president, who has the responsibility to protect all lives and property in a republic, and who is the commander of the military, but not so spoken. Camera, I can say without any fear of favor or any contradiction, say operational course war Ashamano, it was sanctioned from very high level, both in government and the military hierarchy. Share the equipment no movie di kwa Ashamana. There's no way other ranks can get up on their own and do that without a senior person at the very top commanding and instructing say Munkokoye. I think say it was not appropriate. Now there is something that is happening in our country, so I have to say this. We need to pay attention to.
Okay.
Adi abana say Boulovans here almost says pick up here. Yedi so zikei. Ya try some mind say a police for entimi bo hu ban biom. Enti ene a soldier for pere be say adwuma na man ye no. That is not the mandate of the military. The military are not supposed to interface with the civilians the way we are reducing them to. Now, they may thank me before ne. So to me, a whole Ghana military man out the uniform. No Kwabesia handbag. No Kwabesia handbag.
Yes, if you war. Yes,
no one for what is wrong with us? How can we reduce our military? The might of the nation to that level. And so the mutual respect and the fear that the civilian society is supposed to have is fading away by the day. As a result of the way you deploy the military. The military are supposed to be the barracks and be in the bushes. Preparing for, you see, governance in a democracy is the police that are in charge of the country. The day-to-day running of the country. We cannot say, by any sort of imagination, say, our Ghana police service is not capable and not necessarily have to bring in the military. And whoever is pretending and supervising that recklessness, where the military now are becoming boys, following people all over around town, please, it must stop. It's an eyesore. It's unacceptable. It's not fair. Any one of us could have become a victim to happen at Shama.
Who got to Tomo and say anymore?
Yeah, to Tomo anymore.
Where do Afra?
You do Afra, ya Brimokwa. Or because on the fear now, you enter, you jumping fence one day according to country. It's unacceptable. I have had the opportunity of reading report now police for the better Bonte. Very, very comprehensive. So clearly this was an armed robbery attack. And yes, sir, civilians been taking the law into their own hands.
No.
Police the soldier ni ayakayaka. These are armed robbers. And so why do you jump on innocent citizens? And the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, either he's sleeping, or he's refusing to hear, or he can no longer speak. People who cannot hear or cannot speak normally are found in the mortuary. Our president is not at the mortuary. Is he? No. Your best friend, the image of Ghana Armed Forces over the years, especially in the Fourth Republic, we need to protect that image. This thing is becoming one too many. It's becoming one too, not too long. I think it was in Wa.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Just a mobile phone.
Yeah, mobile phone.
A mobile phone in Wa. We all saw what happened. It's unacceptable. No. That is not what we bargained for. Yes, Kanani can be a memo. After the referendum, that was the decision that all of us arrived at. And all of us must be seen to respect that decision. The military leadership can do better. Yes, I agree. What would have been wrong? Say I'm a police for Kwekakra. Some call your investigation like they've done now.
Mm-hmm.
And then allow the law to take its own course. And I am suggesting to them, if they don't want the civilians to be doing this to them, withdraw your men from town and keep them at the barracks. We don't need a military men to be following people around town in uniform. We don't need them to be holding ladies' bags. That is not their job. It's nonsensical. Why? I sympathize with the families and the victims of persons, innocent citizens, who have been brutalized, punished, just like that. It's unacceptable. And I was thinking that by now, through the Ministry of Defense, the military hierarchy should have issued a statement apologizing to these people and apologizing to the whole country. We have a responsibility to respect them and to aid them in their job. We didn't use the taxpayers' money to go and train them to come and treat us the way they are treating us. No, we will not accept it. We will not accept it. As a society, we will not accept it. And it is important for everybody to know, say, there is no military might anywhere in the world that can stand and determine people. We procure the guns they use with our strength. We procure the vehicles they use with their strength. Everything, we procure it. That use it to protect us. And protect your families and members too, who are not military men. We didn't give those things to you for operations of this nature. We didn't set up the military for them to be running around town, holding ladies' bags and doing this kind of thing you are seeing in recent time. It must stop immediately.
Guru, Bobie, Ashama asem no de embarrassing. Ni wo say a soldier for when him say military mu a whole unit purposely for intelligence.
Yeah.
And they are highly equipped, seriously minded people. Some person say they didn't have the men or the personnel to go in there on intelligence level to fish out whoever killed the young man. Statement no mudi buy no. When them say subsequent, they pulled it from their social media handles.
Mm-hmm. From the Ghana Armed Force.
Yes, they pulled it down.
Why? They only
corrected the date.
Oh, okay. Okay, but the content
Yes, still intact.
still intact.
There's a date,
It was the most useless of statements ever issued. Because they didn't apply intelligence. They be a police former bar, your bomb we scold them for me. It took their time and they arrested the culprits. The patcher said, all those men and women are soldier for kochi omodi call mobile circle punishment. Innocent people. We in a serious society. Mami use the word in a civilized society, no. Some lawyers should be taking on the military.
Yes, and I think
for human rights abuse.
Oliver Vomawa is working on it.
It's a clear abuse of, because their statement said it was an intelligence, and it has come out clearly that they did not arrest anybody connected to the crime. So it means the intelligence failed. If they applied intelligence, so our military men failed with their intelligence. So are we safe? Let's just say terrorists now money nam boku border. Burkina, ready. they will just swoop in on us. They beat people. Omo pra man for. Katamanso MP no.
Yeah.
I say ne constituents ne be ya mamu enom cow.
Yeah.
That's clear human rights abuse. And you see, when you see it affects our ratings, global rating in terms of human rights.
But he doesn't care.
You say you're human rights.
Yeah, he doesn't care about you.
When you're human rights, you're a birthright lawyer. The birthright, because what the military guys did was unprofessional, was barbaric. Entered people's homes, and people are traumatized. People must go through counseling. Ukokamu statements are funny. The intelligence. The intelligence proved that you did not arrest anybody connected to the crime, which clearly shows that your intelligence failed.
Yeah.
So somebody must be questioned. But you see, Bobie, let me be a something happened, and until we get to the bottom of that matter and deal with it, these things will happen. What happened? On the 7th of January, Asojafo took up parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Attempting to attack
the
a government. It's a government. That's a government.
Overthrown the legislature.
They did. Nobody has answered that question. If we don't get to the bottom of that matter, who deployed that? Oh, baby, so people are misbehaving in this country. We must bring discipline. Was this how Rawlings was disciplining us?
And even with that, they were complaining.
Under Rawlings, yes, there was discipline, but not this.
Even with that, they
complaining.
They were complaining. Upon Pepranum, they were complaining.
The deputy defense minister said they will not apologize. What happened in parliament until we get to the bottom of that matter? These things will keep happening and nothing will. They will do it and get away with it. And then, they say, me afraid can. Unam Kruma, soldier phone in nam. Okotina, by Okonomus, soldier 40 or no marche uniform just to show them. No, they are all. If you bring a lion from the forest or the bush to the house and begin to play with it, nobody fears it any longer. One day, a soldier for no, they will face a resistance.
That is my fear.
I'm telling you
that one day civilians will just rise up.
They will face a resistance
across the country,
and that is very dangerous.
And they can't stand it.
That is very dangerous, and we must not get to that point. Because when it happens, the civilians no longer care about their lives. All they want to do is to resist, and you can't push back somebody who is resisting, an angry person. You see what mind bimu, and when it happens, you think that you have the gun. If people are marching up onto you, how many can you kill before they catch up with you?
Ghana, your military might, yes, 30,000. I say, no, 16,000.
They are less than 30,000.
Yeah, 16,000.
20,000.
How many of them can be armed at a point in time?
But their family members are part of us.
Just 16,000.
Their children and their brothers and sisters who don't have any ammunition. They have forgotten that.
Upon paper, Wabusia for Kruma. Amama, Wabusia for Kruma. BBC, everybody becomes a victim.
In Ghana, we practice the larger family system. So one way or the other.
Obi Mubi.
Thank you.
Obi Mubi.
And when it happens, you hear the defense minister speak recklessly. Oh, I need the. Let me say, upbringing. Even the minister himself. No, but anyhow,
I think need to cramp the answer and the casa no kakra.
I see you respect to soldier for.
But the deputy no free over. Matter say what you should do down. I don't double free is in hobby.
I see they will not apologize.
You were Ashanti some here down.
That's what I'm come by now.
And I make us me on the day no me or you nipa me who we are said that. And I just want to find out where you easting for this
one to be
where you easting for the be a man who in psyche.
Some no say money or the money of mine no.
Because I cannot.
This thing is bad. It's bad. And we must begin to speak up against it. Sir, soldiers can get up full deployment. Are you going to war? Are you going to war?
Or the Amakwa. Oh, okay, so you don't Amakwa.
Because tanks now almost deployed that day, no. It's like
a helicopter, right?
Helicopter. They were flying low, very low.
So Air Force were part. The military.
Almost a video pen no much wabo. Why would you beat up somebody who is video? Because you know what you were doing was wrong.
Bobie. Anyway, so a quick text message from Badasu says, Bobie, if a lion frequents the market area, it will be treated like a puppy. That is where this government is gradually turning the military into. All right, so the military would say down for me that. Chaze.
Mother.
Yeah.
I'm in champion for me no Machia.
How much also?
Machia Ghana for a team for Narrow. As a friend that Jala is bizarre. So until I say this soldier for so my bag no move food. The people are not complaining. Are we okay?
But the end of the taxes if you so we can complain.
What would you man is on Quaco? Mon pento qua, mo conto qua, mon yatam on the swafu for the bags. Mon pento qua.
O banche edin no apel ma mo ma wo.
Mon pento qua.
Would mean no about the entry so ma nanyo. Em go fresh so jani se on na nsemu edin to me wo. No wo so a omunyi abana ne nya troka.
Ye mamu bi ni so.
Soldier for 7 there. Ya kan but then say my dreams so munti. Because the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, Anadu Dankwa Bufado, na anke sefata say by this time, wakahubi. I want Kasane dear, I just say wonimuhumbi because high commander no, or no leading high commander no, military high commander no na esho na nase. What does it? And you know, nana dear, nyani hiani ni. Si wo babia anka waka ho asem George Floyd na mo kasala mkano owu ya na ye beye na yi o Ghana ha pepe so no life no matter America ni na what ya shama na ye bo what is the problem he doesn't care normal Agwadu doesn't care timma ye nko ya ni kwa na me bana mo discuss adutum
yes
the decision say obe collapse non-performing schools.
That was a disaster.
I you be na me penasem. But I am beginning to get disappointed in Dr. Yao Aduchumu. So I say school and performing good school. See you go and parliament there treasure too.
Da.
Na flat house.
I guess you.
I got flat house yo.
I think sir we support two argument I me here about 2 weeks ago. There was educational system. NASC school so no be a grade A. School be a grade B. A be a C. D and E up to Neoho. You are a minister supervising over this system. A system a
colonial system.
A promote to segregation.
That's right.
A system a putting the schools apart. This system clearly demonstrates that school nina enyepe. At the end of the day, schools nina actually the same exams.
What sense that is in
and they are all expected to enter into tertiary with past grades.
In the other, I want to say, question A, question B class, C class.
That is it. They do the same class. They do the same. They regular students.
Yeah. Me was group. Me was category D school.
No, I'm category D
exams.
But don't go for the master many A for intro.
Yeah. Now we see more being. You see, this is where the problem came from. And anything I will for ni biya omuboto mudono. Obetua na the back of grade A school. Because your system promotes corruption. Your system is not fair. Do you get it? And yet ne pay. But then let me proceed. Me tisino ye teacher. Ansah no bagana.
Yeah.
I hear say he manages a school.
He has a school in the US.
Say what trad there? You will know say we child psychology. Yeah. You will know say enkrani be near some are slow learners.
Different levels.
Mo pick at different levels. To me, obi wa wuni mu na abra multi class e primary school. Now on ka. But ne we share now you are surprised. Never obetimi aye. Do you get it? Your system are you pretty. Yeah, what kind of exams are we writing? Yeah. What's is it promotional or assessment exams? BEC exams are a promotional and not assessment exams. You trust who pass here, not you do call the next level, and also you define what dreams and it. You see, that is where the problem is. The educational structure. Many who can teachers who are supposed to know constituency be a district be a uncle. Qualified, most qualified degree holding teachers and who supposed to some schools they won't go. You have not been able to take care of that problem. Set teachers in the school be you see, how are you motivating them to go to those deprived community secondary schools are now? Then tell man phone can say this is sir, if there's a secondary school, mam in fact Pafu secondary. Akwafu sectech. Say who small be teacher need so
okay, some men move to the same region.
Yeah. Onimo.
Inchumru.
Yeah. Okay. Do you get it? That is the problem. In too small be so on teacher needs on-call. We're pushing our own. Do you get it? That is the problem. And they bring it this non-performing. What me call school Form 1 to Form 3. Maybe a math teacher near Bakupe.
Complaints are man for the sending one easy.
Do you get it? And so now, no be the can Kasaye was talking about extra classes. Extra classes are a rip-off. Teachers now are instituting extra classes just so they can pad their pockets. If you're a teacher and you really mean to teach, who first subjects, who review WAEC exams now, you know who prepare client to go and write exams. Form 3, then you would Form 1, you introduce the acronym. Form 2, no. Form 3, who prepare just to go and write exams. That's what you do.
Go school 1 week, no cover. 3 weeks in the extra classes.
And no issue. This is what we are talking about. And if you're a minister of education, not just a minister who manages school, a minister who just sponsor to go and study. Now who concludes non-performing schools no, megu sa schools no. Na me di nkwa na koka. Who do you know? Who don't call Achimota?
I don't know.
They won't take them. Who don't know?
I wanted the Omoko, I know
that is the problem. You see, a fundamentals, a foundation. And to train more teachers, make the teaching job attractive. Asa.
And tell your president to stop discouraging teachers. Say teacher, you man abe ya ebunia.
Say obet na kra ha. No obiji tum so obe kosa. Akotra de wo hono ma ketua, the incentives will not be the same. Ni awaje tum so obe kosa no ebia accommodation ni bibia ni na you take everything, but we say it will motivate people to go. But say o si teacher ni bangaro kroko damu a just say otuaka school bangers. There was a release like that. Yes, school amount bangalo no.
Nana Jakubusa very brilliant question. Okay, so Nkolano, what deploy or moko schools, other schools, teachers no mungofi.
No, but
that is the meaning because what good school? And most of these schools. Most of these schools, and your government, and you're buying a tea school, no, a community, no, and a tea school, no, and a binding and serving. Some schools are for the churches. What is it? A sorry, not tea school, a buying school doesn't know. A buying school, but if you're a minister and you talk like this, but then as usual, institutional, some by me, Dr. Clementa Parkinka.
No. She has touched on it, and tomorrow we are going to work on it.
But Bobie, I said, I'm there to join now.
Yes.
We say, oh, baby,
yes.
Education. You need to start tabling education for discussion on this platform.
Okay.
What is happening in the educational sector in Ghana? And I'm saying, any health sector, and next call strike, another call strike, obe wu nenti no. What is happening in that sector? Uncle was second year. Almost go school 10th January. By 17th February, 1 month, 3 days, to make way for the first years
to enter.
Enter Columbia Bedu FAC, and as a parent, what they call extra classes. Who at all has put a gun to Akufuado's head to implement this thing called free SHS? The problem we are having, I think McCarthy has raised very, very, very cogent issues. The mere fact of America, no what a pretty school America, and qualifying as an educationist who understand how to manage education.
And somebody just
sent me some of these comments you didn't even come in the first place.
Somebody sent me a message, and Kwesi says he doesn't have any school in reference to June, that he doesn't have any school in America. He is translingual class where the Spanish go and better their okay, so Chaze, SPANGLES. SPANGLES. The pronunciation is it? Okay, so they go there to polish their English and Spanish. That's all. That's what he's saying.
But they can say, education sector on. In my because we are shiny ye. Now to 2 years. A few years to come, the best you're gonna any fekra. As we speak right now, I'm some GSS.
I'm on BC.
So criteria now, be promoting collab from GSS to SSC. It's not defined anymore.
More than
3-4 years near your education curricula. Basic ne textbooks. I'd bet you there come and buy you
at the basic level.
Teaching learning math. Now, what's your memu? Now, so quite motor school. When you get 6 as wako. Ebia kwa kwa for tech dia. Ebia onya I get 20 na obeko ho. And yet to go to BC the same exams. We say wasi. Who expect to say nkola na free that area ni nkrofo we no. They get the same results.
Grade. And you are telling me that you close down the school.
I visit schools. I'm here computer science. Some schools even one computer common be. A teacher have to sketch it on a board. Now collecting cry or no one tablet to that. On the computer on the field this year and that. How do you set the same examination for these two people?
Anyway,
my last one is education. Is it only meant for people to read and write and pass an examination?
Yes.
Is that what education is all about?
Write, pass and forget.
Is that what education is all about? Then we have it all wrong.
So which means both two parties in here, they are not thinking.
No, we need to really sit there and think about this issue.
Both NDC and PP, they are not thinking.
Track grace now. Next we are failing mathematics. And no 20 Uncle Scooby. And no be failing even English language. I can share arts, name, technical manner. Or yeah, dear pa. What system do we have?
Anyway, all right. So but an American, if you bet me I said we are, I think saying I say you're committed. My secretary say he's a very good researcher. Constituency he has no more. And me a man a slot every Wednesday and Friday be a menino. give and take. Because I read a whole lot of stuff from the page, and it's very interesting. And some of the things he writes fascinate me. It's just like my lecturer, a friend is saying, Charles McCarthy. So on a semi brofo, semi brofo na mitia. On a window no mobile transfer window. David, I try work out 2024. Okay, so quick one. You got here, Professor Frimpong Boateng, because no time so, but we need to deal with these matters. Professor Frimpong Boateng, there is too much suffering in the system. And this is coming from Professor Frimpong Boateng.
The situation we're in now is absolutely unnecessary. There's too much suffering. There's too much. The situation we're in now is absolutely unnecessary. There's too much suffering. There's too much poverty.
So what should we do? What should be the way out?
We need the situation we're in now is absolutely unnecessary. There's too much suffering. There's too much poverty.
So what should we do? What should be the way out?
We need a clean, lean government, people who will think about Ghana, the province of Ghana, because we don't need too many people. If we've got about 20 people thinking about Ghana, what to do to change this country will change within 2 years.
Okay.
So let us look at the people. They are suffering. People who cannot afford rent, who are being ejected from rooms which are not good anyway. People who cannot buy food to eat. People, transportation. When somebody is sick, they have to engage in catastrophic spending. They have to sell their property to do anything. You know, these are the things that disturb me. The poverty is too much. We don't deserve it in a nation that has so much so-called natural resources. But again, let me say one thing.
Please do.
See, natural resources have no natural owners. See, the owners of our resources are those who have the money and the technology.
That's in Ghana here.
In Ghana here. But why can't we, if have all this gold, and so why are we suffering? Because we don't have the technology to exploit these resources. You know, when I talk about technology, I'm not talking about digitization. You know, digitization is a normal process. You know, nobody will go and buy a gramophone now. You know, it's a normal development process. But people come here with hardware, you know, machines to dig. So let's start making these machines to weed, to dig, so we can make use of our resources.
Okay, so another point I was raising here is about Galamsey, citing the Jubilee House as headquarters. And Galamsey.
You know, we can't be talking about your ministry without asking you on this critical issue, the missing of the 500 excavators. Quickly explain to us what happened.
It is no excavator, 500 excavator. Who said that? It was somebody.
Prof, you know, we can't be talking about your ministry without asking you on this critical issue, the missing of the 500 excavators. Quickly explain to us what happened.
It is no excavator, 500 excavator. Who said that? It was somebody who threw that into the
media space.
Yes, it's the media space. To tag something on Frimpong Boateng. What am I doing for 500 excavators?
What really happened, Prof? What was the true story?
The true story is that at the start of the Operation Vanguard thing, the soldiers were supposed to arrest the excavators. And they go into the forest where they are doing the mining, and then remove the control board.
Okay.
So if they remove 20 control boards today, they will report that they have immobilized 20 control boards.
Once they are removed, there's no way those excavators can move.
Can move. But then when you go away, they'll bring new control boards and fix them, and then and off they go. So we got a report that they had immobilized over 750 something excavators. So we appointed somebody to go around and check. When we went around, I think we got about 150, 200 that we could see. Okay. The rest had either been given to the owners or they put in some extra parts and moved them away.
Okay.
And then somebody put it out there, Frimpong Boateng has taken 500 excavators. What am I going to do with it? there was an orchestrating scheme, even within the party and the government.
To get you out.
To get you out. So that, look, why is it that when I left, now everybody is in the forest? At that time, you dare not enter the forest.
Yeah.
You know. But as I said, I don't want to go into details now because I have a lot to say on that. But let me tell you that I did not take one excavator for anything. And they know the truth. Now things are coming up. We know those who are behind it, and the party people who are there, people in government, including Jubilee House, who are doing galamsey and so on, even now. So let Frimpong Boateng stay.
Right, so let's deal with these two revelations. Your friends from Frimpong Boateng are raising. Canada, Japan also has touched on the CI, that's the passport issues, gold for oil, and intimidation issues that he's claiming. But my member was straight with it. What here Frimpong Boateng carefully?
I say, my idea. You say, so how do we solve this? I say lean government. I'm say, and I'm say, Ekufuado Pena, lean government, and I say, Obe try buy no so no, fane ho, because Nebusuan esun ye, ne family no esun, and to run the government need to say Ebusuan. One dream, ya mind no. He doesn't care about our suffering. All that matters to him say Nebuchadnezzar for no, and then the number for no.
But what can say at least with the number one or more yard?
And yes, I know can't you appointed 125 ministers no. That the 125 ministers he has appointed was because they were performing. That's why he was keeping them. And they ran it 4 years. Now we're creating offices, nebulous offices, just to siphon money from the system. Ya abai no sundodo. Oko flax afasa. Once na mo ya cubicle. One chiche no mo di boys egu ho. De mo ya ni so mo de mo to na laptops ni phones. O mo ko Facebook, Twitter. Oko cars asem fa abai ho pe no mo didi watem fine. E no mo ya wo flax afa. Mo chiche mu. The government is too big on non-performing agencies.
100,000. That is a
100,000.
More than 1,000.
I'm bro.
Really?
Yeah, more than 1,000. I'm more on them. Obi go come and say what is a market? Because boys need na market. Yeah, the lunch bro. Omu share na. Omu phone, the laptop. Na ninsem hunko na omu do social media. I see galamsey is our flag staffers. He say, uko tiptoe cycle. Ye nyama hodo bebre. Omuton force, omuton tale, omuton ton. Bibia wo, em say na say crampo yes say nzo mo ba ho ewia. Sister mo yejuma na jo mo ba ho ewia po.
Sister.
She say how no flag staffers, that's what happens. Galamsey yes. Ebi mo ho a omo jiskansa na wakohu Nana Ekufuado. FM. Na sa akwano from America by no a music video. Your presidency no and your presidency bill. Say National Theatre bread. Oh, National Theatre is a decent place. Yeah, be bia ho. I say mafia lord ni palace. Ti obia ye ni ope bia. Mafia lord lankasa te hono mu. No supervise. I'm not aware. I was misled. And finally, Flagstaff also, there is no dignity at the seat of the presidency any longer. Yes, fair. So, okay, video na buy na eko usuko recording no the office no.
From Frimpong Boateng.
Okay, I say party ni here. So it was a sanctioned thing by the government and the party. So he faced resistance when he tried to push back and they fired him. Aban was hana mutio. Person mu ye bibi na umpenia. You are part of them, you do not agree, they'll push you aside. Eko usi say party ni here ska. Because the Ekufuado scanner about flash stuff was and so no odi bi ama party no. Nti munkoya galamsey. Frimpong want to see they be on peniso. Or kika na pamino. So I am not surprised at this revelation, but you see, on a more serious note, no, I don't know if the mandate of the special prosecutor covers some of these things. Frimpong Boateng should be telling us who are involved, because he claims that MPP members have been given leases to enter the forest to mine, illegal mining. Somebody should take it up. Me end this in it politics. Somebody who matters should take it up. If it is under the mandate of the special prosecutor, we should be asking him questions. Who are those guys you claim are the Flagstaffers who are involved in the Galamsey? I say beside questions no. Because and some will be a car, not the politics na account, but it's a critical matter. Because Flagstaffers no never cost to be brave. Kennedy Japan be can say, "Ube hu eku for that this also 20,000, 30,000." He should be answering. Onwani Kennedy Japan, ene, osi GRA, e collapsing the business. Abra you collapsing for business now. You collapsing radio stations now. Nene ni dia wo ho no mo no. Wan kebi. The TV station, you collapsing Radio Gold. Muntieni nkuka and you collapsing munu. It was okay. He was not talking. After the Diana, he's crying. And then he's crying. As for CI now, someone can do. We will fight our own fight. We don't need him to fight for us. Because Mami J. Mensa Kojina Parliament say, but you can't even go and guarantee that this is my son.
How possible? For this woman. Anyway,
Bobie,
thank you. Fred, Kajatume.
A very respected surgeon. Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Yeah.
Bob Brawa Sum. Yeah. Juma. Yeah, and if you be able to do, and then you be able to do.
And you fear be a money, and you be a okay. That is deep.
Well respected surgeon.
Okay. And yet fear be a needy. And yet, Diani be a needy. Ah,
that's not Papa. Nanka Gana, Nasa be a Bamo Biancanda. I put him back a man and say, Minister of Science and a day. What's the name of that ministry? Science and environment or whatever. After the years, you got here. Yes, you're going to say. You got here. I said, excavated. I no movie. You got here. Yes, in a bass, you're going to say. In 7 now, there's something that's very funny that's going on. I was saying before, Omo buying him now, Omo Didia. Neko someone can be. Ote Gloria Kovu.
Oh, but this time around, I think they.
Afidomoka. Say, I can't see a man yourself. And this for Nakasa. From my day, I see a come or yo. Nanado say, ya ye who you know, ye mbi yeni who are dear glaucoma bato yeniso. Now, I was so shocked. Set of the national address. So my Peninsula Ghana phone name can say, I bind beer new wa born a home they say I bind the Fourth Republic. I was like, seriously? Swift today, even ministers of state who served under Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government and Alhaji Bawumia are admitting say kamera okomu okrom. Ghana for a bread. Electricity bill, water bill, fuel,
all-time high.
And yet easy, and you grow. I'm telling you, sometimes you wake up and have to say, "You're crying magicians and I day." Come now, I don't know how much salary you earn at this place, but what's your expenditure?
Wait.
So, how do you make up for the difference? How do you make up for the difference?
Accra FM.
And yes, sir, or can we be, or say your natural resources, and these are supposed to be resources for all of us. But now I'm going exclusive to just a few, and they use it at the detriment of all. The few enjoy it, and the majority suffer the consequence of their extractions and their enjoyment. Come on. You see, now Professor Kane say a bill of Flasser House. Oman Penny, we have already known him to be a clearing agent. He sees no evil, he hears no evil. Once you are his close pal, you can even kill and go free. He will protect you. And you get his sycophants to come and kill the person who is rather saying the right thing. And I mean kill literally. Watch out, you know, come on, seriously, on my no, maybe in the nature. Me person kuminya a dos dodo. Like I said, Yabedi idea say we are coming to enrich ourselves at the expense of the generality of the society. We want to make all the money under the sun overnight. Yet they said that shame left, right, center, yen 9 years, Sunday, yen kwa. And they could say. And now you're saying, nah, they could say. Ebi na answer is about Okraza Kamu. One of the answer the voice na shake. Yeah. I only be anymore. We see about stroke crowd the 2 fear. What do you mean climbing second floor ground down? And then I got the 2 now say your guest room. They say, oh now though. Because you mean climbing staircase maybe you. Oh yeah, that's the reality of life. I see. You near that now in now ground me way. Open also more pen yes so there soft. Oh 6 clouds in the come. So this world really and truly, small country like this, 30 million people, we have gold, we have oil, we have diamond, we have fresh river, we have veg. Come on, why should Ghana be poor? I don't understand. Same way there. Why should Ghana be poor? And why should Ghanaians be poor?
I think that this question is both political parties.
No, all of us must take responsibility.
Yeah, we need to sit down and holistically.
I'm telling you, because this country and the citizens of this country don't deserve what we are in, and I'm sure God is angry with us on every day. Say, "Etimenya mudeng." Uba meima akrake for school amafako.
Omakobi.
Rather, and what you need to develop a country is your human resource and your natural potentials. Put the two together and the country will blossom. And you want natural resource. I crack a doctor, for a lawyer, for engineer, a lawyer, everything.
But when we say the more you go school, the more you are born for.
But it's becoming the case.
Yes, the more you go school.
The few intellectual, the few educated people will take advantage of the ignorance of the majority and use our intellectualism to steal.
The more bibini eco school no. The more na use school na all to the disadvantage
of the majority. Yeah. That is what we are doing. Yeah. We are not building a society. We don't care about tomorrow. We don't care about the future. It's about now and today. Who cares? Everybody for himself. So sentiment meeting us Ghana is as if they are no owners of the country.
We are sure.
Oh, yeah.
Owners no.
Oh, God, Debbie.
When just lose you.
Say, I'm pampa say owners for her. Nay, your mother, Jenny say. Yanchitro mining to say a bear in Tribas Beja on fast what dear. Then what you have done over the years will not be the case. As for Slausu and all the things he said, those ones are pomposity and arrogance. So I don't think I want to pay attention to it. What's your mind, your dear no abeji, and the team I will be a nature. And Professor, I empathize with you. I can deduce and feel the pain in his voice, but who cause him? If you were still a minister, you would have granted this interview.
Debbie,
you would have zipped your mouth.
Because
what hurt me most, Kamara, such a respected person. And your because of Gina Nejuma want to eat, but sycophancy. Hypocrisy. We'll pretend we'll lie. We know the truth. The only time we're able to speak is when now we have been pushed out. So then I see you are speaking out of frustration, speaking out of pain, speaking out of disappointment. Because if we were to be a minister today, you'll be applauding the government.
Isn't that?
Oh, the government is doing well. Everything's on course. Worst case, other Ghanaians are lazy, or COVID, or Russia-Ukraine.
This is your mama.
You see, that is all that we will eventually conclude on. And the Prof, what can Yate? We want you to move to the next level. What say when before of last house Galamsey? Can you give us the names? Also, when you for party no more Galamsey, can you furnish us with the names? Can we get appropriate? Because me Galamsey is simply by me can come now. The poor boy at Oti Eastern region, Ashanti and Abraham for region.
This secure they got to
excavator. No, Showville on go to excavator. Chamfine, the boy here. And so we all know say the main kingpins, those who are benefiting from that trade, they live in Accra here in their luxurious, apartments and driving the best of cars. But the beauty which that will be a basa. Then we go and carry innocent boys and throw them in cells. Humiliate them, parade them before cameras. Who are we fooling, really? Now, who are we fooling? Ourselves or the general public? Because you and I know, so those boys are just innocent boys who are just struggling for daily survival. Daily survivor, that's all. The beneficiaries, the people who are making the money. And then until your will see gold for oil. Up to now, nobody knows where the gold came from. Nobody knows the value of the gold. Nobody knows how the transaction was done.
Nobody knows.
Only one Alhaji. Only one Alhaji.
That intermediary no be anymore.
Nobody knows anything. But because we are a hypocritical society, we don't speak the truth. We are all quiet and we are watching. We are watching. Obi Urusika, Apesca after the campaign. We all know, we can tell. And yet, we are watching. The BDCs, they are suffering today. Where what is happening to them? But because we are a hypocritical society, the truth there can't be that of mine. You can't die. Once you mean we are the able to kunipa cry can't. Once you me party they are made the fennel. And I born mine and no money coffin. Thank God that at least today, Professor Frembarton's voice is on tape. It will be there forever and ever till the kingdom come. In tribal TB. A banner your boy. Now all those other alleged tapes, including those that took place in his office, they are born alongside. At the time, now minister, no, what were some of the comments I'll making that we heard on those alleged tapes?
All right, thank you. Would that say dog bite dog? And I mean, no be fight. We have Maunya Freddy Agbenevi, Alexander Kwesi is here.
Chaze, I thought we would bob voter because the Chaze is here. Dog, better could dig your mouth from France. Save journey. No, yeah, baba. Many chance. There is a chance. I want a chance free. Yeah, baba. Chance. Situation we do. What do you, papa?
Mathieu Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boati. One time flag bearer or one time flag bearer aspirant,
yeah,
of the New Patriotic Party. Me interview ni we no. Me observation. Me say the interviewer am why.
Are
lady now ye interview no. One more.
Okay.
She didn't help because I shallow. You can't bring this man to your studio and I say what can you feel? Not what level allegation against the seat of government. Then you could not push him to substantiate his claim.
Anyway, you are right.
You cannot sit down, interview this man, a former minister. Not what a binding. Say a bind yes, party yes, and one misano evidence ni so. I think sir the next time say opportunity bar
That is a shadow me producer from TV say GTV say no motie.
Yes, I know motie.
Sir.
Yes, I know motie. You know I for GTV akoye lessons akra o. Yes, I know motie.
They write the questions for
when
them.
When they write for you are free to do follow-up questions.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
Your producers will write. So producers, Edinema bro. Well, you use your head. What trouble is it? That's it. So this one is a non-starter. You see. So as an interview now,
but almost policy, no, almost trauma. You can follow up with questions.
But and I say interviews when they produce you, they ask you, they write specific questions. You ask them. There are follow-ups you can do, but they don't prevent you from doing any follow-up. I say, Commander, I hear straightforward. Professor Frimpong Boateng said, "I prefer a clean, lean government." He was part of the 125 ministers.
Sharp.
At that time, Professor Frimpong Boateng didn't know say Ghana had a problem. You had lean government of a minimum or a maximum of 20 ministers. So I'm money team. But then I expose you in the interview.
Okay.
The girl was specific, or the ladies, excuse me. The lady was specific. Said 500 missing excavators. Professor Frimpong Boateng, in his attempt to answer, accounted for 750 excavators.
Really?
Yes. You can play the voice again.
Okay, so let's play it back.
You get it? He accounted for 750 excavators. I was so much to a friend. Oh. Control boards. Do you get it? You see,
Prof, you know, we can't be talking about your ministry without asking you on this critical issue, the missing of the 500 excavators. Quickly, explain to us what happened.
It is no excavator, 500 excavator. Who said that? It was somebody who threw that into the...
Prof, you know, we can't be talking about... Prof, you know, we can't be talking about your ministry without asking you on this critical issue, the missing of the 500 excavators. Quickly, explain to us what happened.
It is no excavator, 500 excavator. Who said that? It was somebody who threw that into the...
media space.
Yes, it's a media space to tag something on Frimpong Boateng. What am I doing for 500 excavators?
What really happened, Prof? What was the true story?
The true story is that at the start of the Operation Vanguard thing, the soldiers were supposed to arrest the excavators. And they go into the forest where they are doing the mining, and they remove the control board.
Okay.
So if they remove 20 control boards today, they will report that they have immobilized 20 control boards.
Once they are removed, there's no way those excavators can move.
But then when you go away, they'll bring new control boards and fix them, and then and off they go. So we got a report that they had immobilized over 750 something excavators. So we appointed somebody to go around and check. When we went around, I think we got about 150, 200 that we could see. Okay. The rest had either been given to the owners or they put in some extra parts and moved them away.
Okay.
And then somebody put it out there, Frimpong Boateng has taken 500 excavators. What am I going to do with it? There was an orchestrated scheme, even within the party and government.
To get you out.
So that, look, why is it that when I left, now everybody is in the forest?
So, in actual sense, the military, according to Prof, immobilized 750 excavators. And yet 500 are laid in Ibisa. But in the end, he account or still 150 and 200. It wasn't specific. It was evasive. He vetted that question. You get it? You beside 500. Who accounted to 750?
And Ken Farouk here on Facebook is asking a very, cogent question. So where are the 750 control boards?
Yes,
that were removed from the excavators.
Wanda, to say Wukawi, you could two engine control board the fish were. You are telling me, sir, the people come with control boards.
No matter what
into as I control modification. 20 control boards are all can. Where are they coming from with that control board? The control board, Omato control board. The control board is the excavator. I don't know crack excavator no. And to say two control board.
But won't be done separately from.
You cannot buy a separate this thing. Who control board that fee.
Okay, so ebi amo excavators ni bi and no two control boards to go on tin crofano ko two ekwa.
You see, I'm saying that this is untrue because so that for me yes our operation first no, when they were handing over in their handing over note almost 750 excavators. So he was right when he said 750. Do you get it? Now excavators I did see excavators the first they brought it to Abelinkwe. Ansah no move their call Adenta. How many excavators now Adenta? Say 150 to 200 now or kana. Where are they? Young Adenta won't say and excavator do send a wohon. You see, Prof is not being truthful to the issue. Nobody accused or no Professor Frimpong what is why they were first excavator. So telling us where am I going with excavator? Nobody said you took excavator. They said under your watch as a minister. So and so excavators got missing. True or false? And out of your recklessness as a minister. He was a minister responsible for environment, science and technology. They're not me within that space of time. This is a manner on third petrol, on third diesel.
So, or the jet trofa.
Or use jet trofa. As far back as 2007, I knew Professor Frimpong Boateng, he was using jet trofa in fueling his car. The fear on top gas. So, when they appointed him a minister of science, environment, and technology, we say, Eureka, this man is coming to do wonders. Oh, by one may
nothing.
Not a single thing out me here within that sector. Want to be a and to say, "Ne, what could that fear? Master, you must keep quiet at home. They do pension, they enjoy home. You have nothing, virtually nothing to add. And then I'll go to Abeka. We need a lean government."
They said, "Yeah, I say, I don't know your chair, Kufuado."
You are part, Madame for. Because manifesto, you are part of the people that wrote the manifesto. You came, they gave you opportunity. You couldn't do well. We say party now one a town party. One a normal town for what? A tiny a day. You get it? No, beyond town. It was true. Na galan say na a koso. And then there also Jubilee House or Mutubi. Party head office. A yebi. And you know. Now, let not be son who and who at the Jubilee House is due because you smear the whole seat of government like that. No, it's not possible.
And Lawrence, your boy is asking, do they sell control boards in Ghana?
They don't sell control boards. I said, what about my control board? Excavator is about from $250,000 upwards. One was asking, I got a control board as well as you, and a year 2 year control board. Now, and I was 20. 20 excavators are immobilized, and then the people who have 20. Now, excavator, who move excavator, a mobile phone. Now, they are two bottom. You will need most of us are a low bed. And yes, I know low bed no modifa.
Yeah.
And Tianuso Monte. The soldiers that one, that Operation Vanguard, any then for now, Mukoyano. Are this no matter? Is that all they went there to do? He was the chairman of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. And the excuse or the banokwa there, you see, but that is Ghana. This man should be standing trial by now.
I see.
He should be accounting to us because under the watch, gold or music, man accounting for.
Yes.
The gold that was seized in that operation were not accounted for. Amount for cars, pickups, was not accounted for. In fact, Kennedy Japan is on record as saying, say, plant no much chair, or would be brain wanji. Or would be brain or my F and wanji. So I also use these big generators.
Yeah.
Or some brain be wanji, and now much charm journalist will be an Kennedy Nekanya or Boameboa.
One latte beer sending so commander point of correction. Tell McCarthy that control boards are sold everywhere in Ghana.
What control board? And Yanka Sal table where the same. Yamaha control board.
The big man possible. Ghana.
Excavator control board. So everywhere. Or say everywhere. Now excavator is everywhere in Ghana. Do we sell excavator everywhere in Ghana? No, tell me. Or control board, no, this is a remote control board. We are talking about excavator control board. Now, excavator, you turn baby. Do we say excavator everywhere and that control board everywhere? No, tell me. I want you to tell me this one. Excavator, you turn baby in Ghana.
Oh, no.
You go, me read you, Benyabiato. I will call a caterpillar. I don't want to do advert for companies here because any few companies are being biato. Do you get it? That is the issue. What the Bonnie, but this time who in a court who say quite fast so because government founded that operation. You call parliament my approval, and your man musika. So mum fan that operation. You don't have anything to do. And I'm going to do a month for a a boy man for girls, a cool nipa fry, and a man fashion, but there was no resource. And soon that's your course and it. With your knowledge in science and technology, we are with Mitra Ghana, and your operation has said your operation with Germany using satellite. No, what about in Shokeke, one demand and in Sudani, and your department, and there was a day. Professor from Bobie has given us a break.
All right, so meaning there is a break here live on Accra 100.5 and quick one. Mefa just 546 callers be 0302208090 0302208090. Give us about centers or give us about capsules aba. Give us about Mr. Enye amount for two so now Enye be hello.
Commander.
Mpacho your first of refrain.
Commander, we need
me Pacho tell why Pacho.
Your commander and down on Yanku position and our panelists in the Boa Basso and near to my power move on my Ghana. Commander, Osha is the mile or more cut is the same excavator won't send them any interview. We hear FI education won't send them arm. Education minister says some schools should be used and schools should be to one of the position. Well, and then I don't see a some go for almost like vision in way among because young people won't say, you know, you should say, you're lacking infrastructure, I do Palaba Boom. Necessary now who bought the judge school and not who bought the good school, now the school for an alcohol. And people say, that no money no move out to that school to know, almost the black and one. And I said, that school to know move out the good is a move good is a I can't phone or move on one more year to man or move up the creative to my book will be more manner. Oh, I don't see a second go through. I don't know move to move with my Cabriana and happy the year. Who got the good people say, oh, the book Abra infrastructure who will be there. Commander me that say. Floral tissues say almost a floral disposable handkerchiefs aba. And yeah, no, almost the facial tissues, toilet roll, multi-purpose towels, and napkins are big so. From more, I was 0243033033 on Sabecam. Hello. Hello, Bobie.
Aja Yanko.
That's it. Bobie, and who interviews one on one out here with retired police. It was super. Only any packet to a Jumano Unimso. Yamen count what it. Minya, on my eye to me, and then Canada Japan say and sonny, Canada Japan say and sonny, and then Canada Japan who said, I'm out for Juma. Listen, forward they say no more, and now it is only when it touches them that it pains. Some of my own, but a 20 Ghana for your catcher, so Utu Abama Aqua or Sumo.
otu abama odisia wona osum no eno ana nanado ni eyi nanado na brabo nyina ni sika onya ya o se wo sika o de tawti ni hu nyina ne papa japa dia o de ja no eno ana ene o shu na fo japa de e de ye ne de by force yawu e komsheni asiri bo what ye kan wo se kom di amanfo okro mu ba bi DMP mpanyimfo ho yawo esansa de we sha se ketenkete no o mo nkasa ena aginsemu no ena o mo kasa ba Ghana for misremo mo mayenka chama asedu ketia ho na yenkunti Ghana fa hudie for the second term and for Ghana nyame hwe to mama
me da se Tabia Herbal Center say omo de Tabia Herbal mixture Tabia Herbal capsules aba. Hello. Yes sir.
Commander Boa.
Pacho yanko.
We Baba Idi Jaba Islamic University temple engineer.
Baba yanko.
Yo, we there me da si bebre ni Jumapa we di eboa o man Ghana. Abi a honorable Abura Madan obi ato. I'm say one one na yesande ne ko 2024 yanko pe aduma. I'm say o man we ankasa no. I'm say di omo mudi no. Omo ankasa o man confused. Ena ya e wa chire no zozo no. Yesu yenim say yenje ayin firo system na ye omo den. Because we say ni power we na wo omo appoint to tema 1.0 no wa hu say minister no edoso I was akufo what na ban so. Te si omo aka je say sisa nkuku no kaka kwotena fie. Asambe na wa hu say I was akufo what na pamfo. Na o say ni power ye de ne bu ma na ye. Asembe unti wa mo krampo no mo invite say ni power so metro mo studio kaka sansem nipa mi se ni empese wo se share for wo se share abufu wo share abufu because so we betra ye decide dibre we ma na so we betra ho na wanti man je hwi amfa mboa mabuno omo ba da chibinti na wa kwa wo yefunu adikan aye da obe afi no akwa tena ho no me ka se bo nipa no so bo se nipa da ise wo so appoint we ba je na wo ye de boy. All
right, thank you. Top choco, top chocolate spread. Yeah, the fabrudum no. Unya enye wodie na onibia na chese o ya yo ho. And top choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink. The unya no so hie wona wo kro no. 0243033033 sabeka o hello.
Hello. Kwabena do.
Yeah, Jam Pacho, your monitor. Of I see dance man for I'm not crying. I'm not dance man. Now on your dance. Of course, okay. Maybe Sabusa. Young.
Ayo, Bisa. Ayo, Pacho. I was a funny informed about what in a moment for to do. All of them, mono. A beer or to a cook for because moving on to step up by Moka Saturena on take. And you know, you said no man, no son. But if you are one, no one went to say no about no Abeka. Mommy and Yamiasi could say Abeka Bisha. Mamu and that, as our next time, Uncle said you. They are just really no. Can I Japan say on support to electoral commissioner for the new airline? Barbara said NDC once sorry. Now one can count on no much parliament. Airline ebe passing because almost rejected almost here 2/3 of MPs that walk parliament. Almost they are rejected. Ye nyasa number no. NTP from Joe NDC for sorry. Not a court because airline Supreme Court they approve. They should go back to Supreme Court for interpretation. So they didn't have mama crying. They am far winning, and the man sorry. Then is
may I say of Akwesi, happy birthday to you, Madame Regina upon Ayesu, from your husband Francis Nana upon Foku. Osimen kancho so do nyame nhira no nto nkwa na bebre Aunt Regina. Hello.
Yeah, Bobie.
Yes, sir.
My joy.
Yeah.
Offer on you.
Offer am Pachenko.
Which are original for you now. Bobie, did you say? Professor Frepo Boatin. Edu baby a. Em say Ghana for Kasano, ye ko celebrate kura na ye ba. Ye ku sefi ye nkwala brem ye bedu nkan ha na se Ghana na Africa. Because obi a pakakra obi nti na owo mu no na je ni say on kata bibi ni ye na di.
Okay.
And they are western me and baby that no ma bi edi. Areho. Se wonya mpani 40 say ya. Same how wa je ni so we dey make na amagana for ina ni aso. Say me wo no. Onim say excavators ye season man ko fa kotutu. E say control board. But na maka. Magana for anti wendi and they are winning we that work. And send the same Ghana for pet you. Can Japan they are okay.
All right, thank you. Unfortunately, my time is up and I need to move out. All right, so that's the Eclipse Collateral. Thank you so much. CD About Center. Great credit. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Yenya Kafuya Megashi. And I know Fiadana and about you are 19 years a came. There be a Megashi will be a Kafui Kafrawati, bro. We are with you in prayer. Production crew, thank you. Accra News Next. Within Pa and Bobie Ansah. I'm done, I'm out. I'm here at my watch. Never say enjoy your evening. Keep safe. Citizen Show is the best.